Welcome to the empowering world of the Ladies Who Leap podcast, where brave souls share their remarkable journeys of venturing beyond their comfort zones to craft lives filled with passion and purpose. Today's show features Lori Young. She's the creator of the Offer Mojo Studio and the visionary behind the AI-powered Offer Mojo Squad. Lori is a master at guiding clients to understand their audience and develop offers and messaging that is true to their authentic self. Hi, welcome to the Ladies Who Leap podcast. Today, my guest is Lori Young. Lori is the creator of the Offer Mojo Studio and the visionary behind the AI-powered Offer Mojo Squad. With over 20 years of experience crafting and launching offers, she blends intuition, strategy, and soul to help heart-led coaches, healers, and experts build aligned offer ecosystems that scale without burnout. Known for her grounded integrity, empathetic presence, and sharp strategic insight, Lori guides clients to clarify their audience, structure their core offers, develop magnetic messaging, and step into visibility with confidence, leaving them with everything they need to sell with ease. Like you do all the work, it sounds, and it sounds absolutely fantastic to someone who is a heart-led coach. So welcome to the Ladies Who Leap podcast.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I appreciate being here.
Great. So when you were growing up, I'm going to just start right in, right? When you were growing up, what experience or relationship had an impact on your life and even maybe the occupation that you picked as an adult?
So I wouldn't say, I'm not going to go to as far back as like growing up, but what I will go to is one of my first jobs in the food industry. I worked under a VP of sales and marketing that was super creative. We were a food broker, and we sold all types of specialty food products. And our job basically was to promote the brand and to develop marketing campaigns that sold these food products. I have never had so much fun. I worked for him for 14 years. And honestly, I'm even like still connected to him today. And honestly, I think he is the one that just fueled my creativity and my love for the whole like branding and marketing space. So it was honestly my first introduction to like offers, to branding, to marketing, only it was in the field of food. And I personally am not a foodie. Anyone who knows me, including my spouse, will tell you I'm probably one of the pickiest eaters in the world. And food is just not my thing. Like, food is something that I eat to sustain me, but it's not something like I have a love for. I would say towards the end of my career, I really started having just a calling, honestly, inside to make a difference in the world in a way that aligned with who I am as a person. And I got introduced to the field of coaching. And there was honestly a just overwhelming like connection to that field. It was like, this is where I need to be. Like, I know I need to be in the field of coaching. And I went and I got my certification with IPEC coaching, became a certified coach. And then I started my first life coaching practice for moms. And that is where I took everything that I learned from like the branding, marketing, like offer space, like in the food industry, and applied it to the life coaching industry. That's where I developed my first offers. That's where I began like testing the market and understanding market positioning and understanding how to build a brand that people, that your audience like resonated with. Created This was back in 2004. I'm dating myself. But anyway, I like online coaching was brand new. The online space was very new. So we were just beginning to create like digital offers. And that's how I got my feet wet. It was just like running that practice for 8 years, crafting different offers, speaking topics, presentations, building a brand, growing a newsletter list, growing a community. All of that stuff was what gave me my start. But I do think that the love of the whole offers, branding, marketing, everything came from Mike Peterman. He was the VP of sales and marketing.
How cool, because he was your mentor. Because I'll be honest with you. First of all, we cannot be best friends because I am a foodie. So I will just put that out there. Food is like everything. I'm Italian.
Okay.
But food is like a friend of mine. So,
Yeah, yeah. I get
um,
it.
but also a lot of us that become coaches do not even think about this whole marketing and branding thing. It is like
Right.
something that we just do not like to do. Whereas in
Mhm.
your case, the coaching was a love that you liked, but you had all this background and this love of the whole idea of marketing and offers and wow. And
Yeah.
then to leap into that. And we'll get into that because I want to know all about this Offer Mojo. I love the name. But your other leap is a little different than some of my other guests. Can you talk about that journey to being your authentic self and coming out?
Yeah, I hesitate to talk about this, especially in this political climate, but I am so committed to being authentic and aligned with who I am and being audacious about speaking out and being like fully myself. So I'll talk about it. I was a late bloomer. I discovered I was a gay woman in my 40s and after being married and having two children, and I realized that I was gay. It was a huge transformation for me. Everybody in my family, my friends, my community, my kids, everyone knew me as a heterosexual woman. That was like my identity for years. And to suddenly in your 40s go, no, that's not really me. This is really who I am, and having to identify first within myself as a homosexual woman, that was hard. Like I had to go through like therapy to come to terms with it, a lot of crying, a lot of just like transitioning into that. But once like I accepted, okay, this is who I am. And oh my God, I feel so aligned in my skin. I just feel like this is so me. I just embraced it like 10,000%. I became probably like one of the poster children or for the gay community, very much out on Facebook. I announced it to my family right away, to my kids. I had to deal with one kid was embraced it, but like unsure. The other one like rebelled against me, was mad as hell at me, but I didn't let it stop me. I knew that I needed to step fully into who I was, and I ended up like moving completely across country. I came from the Chicagoland area, and looking back, there's probably definitely areas of the Chicagoland area that are very gay friendly, but I knew that San Francisco was like the area to go to if you want to be accepted in the gay community. And so I literally sold everything that I owned, packed up my car with what I could fit in my car, traveled across country, and landed in Northern California. Did not know a soul, did not have a job, had basically $10,000 to my name, but it was another one of those callings. It's just like I knew, like intuitively, like this is what I was supposed to be doing. And I landed in the Bay Area on my birthday in 2012. And then I had a job by March 1st. I met the love of my life January 29th, 2014. Yesterday, we celebrated our 9-year anniversary, wedding anniversary. Been together almost 11 years. And I couldn't be happier. Like I can't even tell you the transformation that I've gone through. And yeah, I don't know. I just believe in just being who you are and not being afraid of being judged for who you are, not being like just being authentic and stepping fully into that. And I think that's a big reason why I work with coaches today and other healers, because I do feel that each of us has like a unique brilliance about us, a unique personality, a unique gifts, unique stories, unique everything. And for me, I feel it's my role to share that with the world. Not everybody is going to like me. Not everyone is going to agree with me. n- Not, not everyone is going to like anything, like accept me, period. But I do know that I do have stories and I do have expertise and I do have value and I do have very unique gifts that I bring to the world. And it's my responsibility as a human on this planet to share that with the world. So that's what I do for me. And that's what I hope to do with my clients. So, yeah.
I swear everything that you described, especially towards the end, is exactly what I try and strive for my clients also. And
Right.
my whole thing is that if you love yourself unconditionally,
Yes.
you will be at the place that you're talking about. You will be authentic. You won't have the imposter syndrome. You will show the world
Right.
authentically what your unique being is and what your
Yes.
gifts are. And you'll be able to share them because that's why you're on this earth, what you were meant to do, what
Right.
everything. And that means that you'll have a fulfilling life and all of that. So I am really
Absolutely.
glad that number one, you almost took that rebranding work and did it to yourself from a
Yeah.
lifestyle, literally type of way. So that it all mixes in and works together. That was a leap. So
Yes. That was
congratulations.
a huge leap.
A
Yes.
big one, a real
Absolutely.
big one. Before you had your own business, you worked for that man. He showed you what to do. You started your own business in parenting or with about parenting or
So,
mom's thing.
yeah, so let me clarify because I thought
Okay.
this might be a little confusing for people. I'm a two-time entrepreneur.
Okay.
So my first business was the one I first told you about, the life coaching business for moms, where I got my feet wet in the whole branding, online business space, marketing, offers, everything. When I moved to California, I shut that business down because it just wasn't going to sustain that kind of a move. I was going through personal transitions that at that time, and I just energetically, financially, time-wise, I just couldn't handle it all. So I shut that business down. I didn't know what was next for me. I worked in corporate for a few years. After meeting the love of my life, she was a general contractor running a very successful business, and I had the opportunity to start a business again, which is the business that I have today. And my whole purpose was like to come back and to teach other coaches, healers, experts what I know about growing a sustainable online business. So that's what I've done for the last nine years. Like any entrepreneur, I think I've been through several pivots. I've gotten several new certification. I would say in the last 2-ish years, I was before very much a generalist, very much a general marketing strategist, online business growth type coach. And I just think that the climate has changed a lot. Like it's AI has come onto the scene, the online business community has just exploded. And that means we need to shift as we grow as business owners. And so that's when I decided, nope, my intuition was like, no more generalist. You need to specialize. And I leaned solely into offer strategy.
Yeah, and you actually help entrepreneurs, especially in the wellness and life coaching and that type of healers, that type of transformational thought leaders. You
Yes,
help them
exactly.
craft their packages. So that was a conscious decision that you made to
Yes,
shift to that.
yes.
And the fact that it has a lot to do with understanding, helping them to understand their own brilliance, right?
Yeah.
So this is a specific part of where you pivoted. So now you Offer Mojo Studio, and it's trademarked, everybody. This is actually, when you said, I am not going to be general, I am going
Yeah.
to be very specific, you actually created something that you trademarked.
Yeah.
Please explain what that is all about.
So the Offer Mojo Studio is my signature offer. When we just start talking about like offers, there's all kinds of different offers. I have a lot of different offers, but the Offer Mojo Studio is my signature offer. It is what my framework of in transformation is based on. It's an 8-week program that's one-on-one strategy with me, and it helps you to craft your entire offer ecosystem from the time someone first learns about you, your freebie offer, all the way up to a premium or continuity type offer. It is a complete end-to-end system for not only like developing your offer strategy, like who are you working with, who are you talking to, what is your primary or your core problem that you are solving for, and what is the primary specialty and like transformation that you are uniquely qualified to deliver. That's the underlying strategy of your entire offer ecosystem. And then we go through the process of mapping the ecosystem, crafting one core offer, whether that's your core offer or a premium offer, developing your messaging for that offer, a visibility plan to get eyes on your offer, and ultimately creating the sales assets that you need to launch your offer.
Yeah, I was going to say because, and I've found as a coach that just putting together the offers is one big thing. And then actually having that structure behind it where people can just point and click and easily access it is a whole nother ball game. And I'm going to assume you help with both of those sides of it when you do.
Yes, like that. When we talk about the structure is what's the framework and the process that's supporting that offer? What are you taking your clients through? What's the delivery format? What's the offer type that you're using to deliver that transformation? What's the delivery time frame for that transformation? Are we building a 6-week offer, an 8-week, a 3-month offer? What does that look like? That's the structure, right? Of just how that offer is put together in a package that delivers the transformation for your clients. There's so much more to the offer process that I think a lot of people, we weren't taught when became coaches, we weren't taught how to package offers, or we're not taught how to talk about our offers in a way that resonates with our audience. We're not taught how to launch offers, how to get visibility for none of that stuff. And so
No.
that's what I'm really hoping to help with, because it's a real art and it's a real science. There is a
Oh,
lot of strategy that goes into it, and there's a lot of creativity that goes to it. And it is a combination of like art and science.
I,
And it happens to just be like my genius.
and I love it because really, if there's coaches listening, you just want to help people.
Yes,
And all this
exactly.
other stuff is not only complicated, but it's not really what our forte is. You've just been
Right.
given that gift. But and most of us, I don't know too many that just are able to just decide to do that on their own and just it
Yeah.
all works out and everything's great. No, we have that gift of wanting to help others and be
Yep.
healers and help.
Absolutely.
But this
And if there's
stuff is a lot.
Yeah, and if there's one thing that I guess that I can leave like with, if there are newer coaches like listening, you're not selling coaching. When we come out of school, like that's what we're taught. We're selling coaching. We're coaching is going to transform their lives. You're not selling coaching. You're selling transformation. And you've got to understand how to package that transformation. You have to understand how to talk about that transformation. Like so many coaches are like, this is my coaching package. And it includes X amount of sessions and access to this and access. That's not what we're selling. That's not what sells. What people want is how are you going to move me from point A to point B? What are the benefits to me? How are you going to solve my problem? I don't care about like how many sessions it is. What I care about is the solutions that you are delivering. So that's something just to sit with because I do see a lot of newish coaches coming out and they've got coaching services like on their website, coaching packages on their website. And what I teach is how to turn that into a structured and transformational offer.
Yeah. No,
It's,
it's your
and it's not, and the offer is not coaching.
and it's really needed what you do because yes, when we're just, especially when we're just beginning, we
Mhm.
need that type of help and learn how to market ourselves. And is there a story about a specific client that you truly treasure, how their business improved from your work? I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, it's funny. One of my recent clients, and oh my God, I just absolutely love him. And he would not, I guess he wouldn't consider to be a typical client, but honestly, he is. He didn't see himself that way when he came to me. He is a Milwaukee-based dog trainer, and his pipeline had like just dried up. He wasn't getting the clients that he needed. Very talented at what he does. And he was just selling dog training. And when he came to me, he was like, I know that you work with a lot of coaches and healers, but would you ever consider like working with a dog trainer? And I thought to myself, you're not seeing like what I see. I see you as a transformational coach. You are transforming dogs' behavior and you are transforming the humans and their relationships with their dogs. There is nothing like more, like the two don't like, you can't just fix a dog. It's more often the human, and you are coaching. Yes, you're calling it training, but you are coaching that human and you are coaching that dog. You are teaching that dog like how to respond. You're helping to transform both of those people and human and dog. But anyway, what we ended up doing is his biggest issue, I think, was he had an idea of what his packages looked like the board and train, the I'll go to your home. He knew that. But what he didn't have was all of the transformational messaging and how to talk about his offers in a way that resonates with his clients. And so we like kind of redid. First thing we did is just went through all of his offers and we literally just changed all the messaging, just like really turbocharged the messaging, structured them in a way with language that made sense to a dog owner. I wrote all brand new website copy for him. We designed a brand new like website for him. And we worked on his sales process, like what comes up for you? Because he was struggling with talking about his. I was like, I don't know how to talk about this in a way that makes the dog owners want to buy my services. And that just developed his confidence, just messaging alone and how to talk about it in a way that the dog owner is going, oh my God, yes, that's me. Oh my God, that's my problem. Oh my God, that's my dog. That my dog does that same thing. All of that stuff gave him all the confidence that he needed. And by the time we were finished with his website, like he literally barely had the time to even talk to me and get his website launched because he was so busy with clients. Yeah.
Wow. And you're right. Because when I think about my little dog right there, but when I think about dog trainers, I'm thinking it's going to transform my life. If you now
Yes.
have a dog that's well behaved and you can take
Mhm.
on a walk and not get embarrassed, or even
Yeah.
take it to a dog park and not have him want to hurt other dogs and just get
Right.
along with people, it transforms your whole life.
Yes, it
And
does.
it can mean the difference between giving up the dog to
Mhm.
somebody or to
Yeah.
a shelter or keeping the dog, which is
Right.
huge, right? When you
Yes,
talk about
it
any
is.
any living thing that you don't want to have to give it up and because they become part of your family. So
Of
that's a
course.
really good story. Now you've mentioned your partner being a huge part of your life and your transformation and just always being there for you. I'm going to make an assumption that she's the one that you lean on for support. But is there anything else that you do for those tough days? Like, how do you stay grounded and get through the challenging times? Because we all have them. And I like to ask that story. I like to ask that question.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, she is a big part of my support. Some days she's like over my business. Just don't bring me this problem because she's very matter of fact, very business minded. She's got the entrepreneurial background, but when there's frustrations, she wants to either solve them or don't talk about them because like I've told you how to solve this. And so, babe, you don't even understand like the business climate right now. You're not an entrepreneur right now. She works at Home Depot as a manager and a leader there. So anyway, so she is one for sure. She's got a very strategic mind. She was huge in my like pivot to offer strategy. Like I remember the day like her sitting in that chair right there in front of me and going starting to talk to me and noticing like something was wrong and she's what's the matter and I just like tears like just crying and she's babe something has to change here, something has to change, you can't stay like this, you can't be like this. And that's when I realized like I needed to pivot. My intuition was telling me for a very long time but I was too afraid. And so she was huge and pivotal in that moment. Otherwise, I have business communities that I lean on. I'm a member of several paid business communities where it's women, primarily women entrepreneurs. I have kind of business besties. Like I have one business colleague that we were building our AI powered suite of tools together. I was building the Offer Mojo Squad. She was building the brand Force. And we have just become like biz besties and we meet like every month and we just talk strategy now, business and yeah, and WhatsApp groups where we're talking. I've had coaches in the past. I tend to, because I'm a coach, I tend to rely upon my own intuition, my own guidance, but I'm in communities with other coaches. And so we feed off of each other. We provide feedback. I don't have any entrepreneurial friends. Most of them are like business colleagues that I've developed relationships with over the years. And I do a lot of collaborating like this. And I just develop deep relationships. And I'm a very introverted, like deep person. So I tend to get into a lot of deep conversations and coffee chats. And so I would say most of my support comes from the online business community.
Yeah, and it is a really good community, especially when you
Yeah.
find the one that really resonates with you.
Yes.
There are
Mhm.
certain ones, and of course, I'm also gravitate very highly to the women-based
Yeah.
entrepreneurial, yeah, groups because we all understand what it is that we're dealing with. Yeah, I was just on a podcast with two men talking about business stuff, and I had to keep bringing up the fact that it's a different world for us than it is for you guys, even though they're
Yeah.
both coaches and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's
I
an
get it.
interesting conversation. And then you talk about the AI powered Offer Mojo. AI, it's not super new, but it has literally changed everything and in a very quick period of time.
Yes.
I was absolutely amazed. Number one, I use it a lot. Of course, I'm just the chat GPT kind of user, but it's still just huge and you see it everywhere. What kind of, first of all, if you can talk a little bit about how your AI powered Offer Mojo squad is about, but also helping people to understand how they can use AI for the purposes of their business as an entrepreneur.
Okay. Yeah. This
Big topic, I know, but
conversation
we,
could go on for a really long time. So
yeah,
I'm going to try to be brief. I'm just finishing up a presentation that I'm doing for a summit called AI Infused Offer Ecosystems Built to Scale. And I just finished the slides on like how you can use AI to support your offers, to support the scalability of your business. I'm a huge AI user. I'm also very human and very heart centered. So a lot of people believe, oh, you use AI, you're losing the human touch, you're losing your voice, you're losing all of this. No, that's not true. If you know how to use AI and you know how to build custom GPTs and like really use AI in a way that supports you, it's like your collaborative brainstorming partner. Like I have, I would say, seven custom GPTs that I have built that run the back end of my business. They do everything from help me write content to help me plan quarterly blog topics, help me like all kinds of like different things. I have my whole like blog and newsletter process like built into a custom GPT. So like it knows, and it's all programmed like with my brand voice and with everything. So it like knows my whole process. So getting through that process is just 10 times faster than it would be if I were to do it on my own. Sometimes I look back, I think I asked someone the other day, I'm like, what the hell did we do? Like, how do we run our business before AI? Like, all of a sudden, it's just like I'm starting to look at like, how did I do this like time-wise before? Like, I'm still so busy and I leverage AI like so much. So not only do I use it on the back end of my business, so that's one way for scalability, for time freedom, for ease, for strategic brainstorming, all of that, you can use AI. I've taken it a step further. I integrate AI into my actual offers. So, like my lead magnet is an AI-powered offer confidence checklist. So, it's a custom GPT that takes people through the process of testing their offer in 10 different areas and tells them here's the strengths of your offer, here are the gaps and the next steps. So, I used it for that. Then most recently, I built the Offer Mojo Squad, which is an entire suite of AI offer assistants. And they take you through the entire process. There's 6 of them. Grace's offer strategy. Elliot is the offer ecosystem. Kate builds and structures your offer. Theo does all your messaging for your offer. Avery does all of your visibility and a launch plan. And then Kai, which is named after my son, is the sales engine for your offers. He writes a complete online sales page and offer doc for your offer. So that I sell as a standalone product, and it powers the Offer Mojo Studio. So I'm working in strategy sessions with clients and pulling out all of the strategy that I need. But my strategy combined with the Offer Mojo Squad is what helps me deliver the studio much faster and at a much like higher level.
Wow. I keep thinking, okay, I just want to take my brain and meld it in, have yours meld into mine. Because everything that you're talking about it's just so needed, I think, is what it is. It's
Mhm.
something that every single business needs, and it's new. So you
Yeah.
understand it, you're teaching people, you're speaking about it.
Yes.
It's right on the edge, on that cutting edge of creativity and getting your messaging out and sales, everything.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
interesting too. It's really interesting. I'm like, and I'm just using ChatGPT for little things. I can also see how much, in fact, when I really use it and put my own stamp on it and really explain the right way of some output that I want, when it comes out, I'm almost just absolutely amazed at what's
Sure.
coming out. I'm like, oh my gosh, this could have taken hours and hours for me to do. It's
Mhm.
right there. And
Yeah.
it is from me. I have put in the parameters. So it's doing exactly what it is.
Yes.
And you can make some little tweaks and stuff, but it's doing exactly what you want.
Yeah.
The last thing I always ask is sharing your favorite quote, mantra, or positive affirmation with the audience and why you chose it. So what do you have for us today?
Okay. I chose a quote from Maya Angelou. Nothing can dim the light which shines from within. Yeah. I feel like this just encapsulates like my journey. It encapsulates what I do with clients. It's very like describes like my values and like what I feel like I'm here on earth to do. Like I have the ability to see the genius and the light in people when they don't see it themselves. And like I said before at the very beginning, is I think it is our duty and our purpose to shine that light in the world, for you to become so comfortable in your skin, so connected to your authentic self that your light just like magnifies and shines out into the world. So that's why I chose it.
You're giving me goosebumps a little bit because I just had a client session and that's exactly what I told her to
Right.
do. And because a lot of us or people look for external validation.
Yeah.
And why don't they like me? What is it about? And it's all outside when it
Right.
really comes from inside you. If you believe in your own light, then it's all about just projecting it out to
Yeah.
everyone else. And then they'll be able to see it because you will
Yeah.
just shine just by walking into a room simply because you believe that you shine. You love
Yeah.
yourself.
Your
Yeah.
energy becomes magnetic
Yes,
to
exactly.
the right people.
To the
Not
oh
everybody.
yes.
Not everyone.
Very
The
true,
right
Lori.
people.
Yep, to the right people. And you will be so aware. You will know when there's someone that you really don't want to have in your sphere. You will
Yes.
be that aware. Yeah. And the universe knows, so it takes care of you for it. Takes
It
care of
does.
it for you.
It does.
How do people learn about you? What is that website? How can they get a hold of you?
So my website is www.onamissionbrands.com. That is, you can, if you want to try the AI Power Offer Confidence Toolkit, that is free. You can find that on my homepage. I have my own podcast called the Offer Mojo Show. So for anyone who is a podcast junkie, you can add that one to your playlist. Otherwise, you can find me on LinkedIn under On a Mission Brands or on Instagram at offer_magician.
Yeah, and I'll put all of the links and everything in the description of the show here. I want to thank you, Lori, for joining
Thank you.
and
Thank you
being
for
so
having me.
open and vulnerable and sharing your story. I understand the climate of what's going on, and I really appreciate it because I know that you're going to be able to inspire someone else to feel comfortable about who they are and to be their authentic self.
Yes,
And then they may be the entrepreneur that needs to shine their light, that you can help them do it so that they can be successful in their own business.
100%.
There you go.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Yes.
everyone. As I always say, subscribe, make a comment. I really want to continue doing this Ladies Who Leap because I love the stories that are shared that inspire you going forward. So let's keep it going. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening or watching. Please subscribe to the Ladies Who Leap podcast to be notified of new episodes. And I would love to hear from you. Let me know what works, what doesn't, and if you have a story to tell, please reach out. Come join the Leap community at the Ladies Who Leap Club Facebook group. Remember, leaping out of your comfort zone is where the growth happens.